The British and Commonwealth Cruiserweight Championship. Plenty said in the build-up to these fights. Wadi Camacho, we've had on so many of our shows over the years, almost looked like his career may be over maybe 2 years ago, and has just been on the most incredible run with Steve Goodwin as well. I don't know if Steve's here. He's done a great job with Wadi, bringing him back, winning multiple titles, and of course winning the Commonwealth Cruiserweight Championship at the back end of last year. Now has a chance to win the Lonsdale belt against Lawrence Okolie. Wadi, welcome. Again, following you on social media, you've trained so hard for this fight. You look in tremendous shape and you're ready to go.
Yeah, good afternoon, everyone. Yeah, training's gone fantastic, but the main thing is my mindset. You know, like I said, I've had various fights and I've had many mistakes, but you know, it's all about the mindset and the mind for it. The mindset is so clear, and with my lovely team that I have around me and the support, it's been amazing. Obviously,
Lawrence is far more inexperienced than you in the pro game, had a short but successful amateur career as well. What have you seen from him so far in the pro sport? It's been a mixture of performances, really, some very explosive ones and some other good wins, but haven't been as impressive to the fans. What do you see in him that makes you believe you can beat him on Saturday night?
Like I said, yeah, his performance has been, you know, it's been okay. Like I said, anyone that has stepped in the ring, he's done what he had to do. If it's wrestling or winning by points or knockouts. But like I said, everyone all the time says, oh, I'm done. Guess what? I keep coming back. And once again, you know, it's time for me to rise up.
Lawrence, a big night for you as well. People talking about, you know, the potential of obviously being so high now with the WBA, maybe a Lebedev shot, but this is absolutely the focus now on Saturday night, British and Commonwealth Championships against Wadi Camacho.
Yeah, definitely. It's an amazing turnout, and I'm happy to be on the table with such amazing fighters. Yeah, definitely, I'm looking forward to Saturday. It's a big opportunity. I don't want to overlook Wadi, but you know, there's big opportunities as long as I can get rid of him in good fashion. And you know, it's just interesting because I see Wadi on social media, you know, calling me names, does an interview, so on and so forth. But then when he comes up here, he's very, you know, quiet and respectful. So hopefully he can bring that same energy on social media to the fight, and then we can have a good fight. And I hear him talking about, you know, a new team and so on and so forth. So it's good for him that he's, you know, mind's right and stuff. But I hope in the fight as well, when I start landing on him, because I've been working religiously on not holding on the inside, so we're going to go to work, that same mindset stays there and that same spirit stays there, and then we can have a great fight.
How are you finding that criticism, if you like? Obviously, you've had so few fights now, just 11 fights, won the WBA International, the Commonwealth Championship previously, the British Championship. You know, part of you has to say, that, you know, the public have to say this is incredible how quickly he's risen to the top, beating some very good fighters in like Matty Haskin and people like that, but still a little bit of criticism about some of your performances. And I know sometimes you rise to that and you react to that, but does that frustrate you, or does it?
It doesn't frustrate me because I get to go home, look at myself in the mirror and just be realistic with myself with where I'm at, what I've done. When I stop and think, you know, I was working at McDonald's, yet somehow I become an Olympian, somehow I became European champion as an amateur, somehow I've won the British title, somehow I've won the Commonwealth title, somehow I'm going to knock out Wadi Camacho on Saturday. So for me, it's I look at reality as opposed to, you know, what other boxers say, what other fans say, like him talking about wrestling, so on and so forth. I just look at real life, and real life is I'm going to stop Wadi Camacho badly on the weekend.
You win this fight by stoppage?
Yeah, 100% I win this fight by stoppage. And also I'm going to make some more like prophecies if I'm allowed to do that now. I think I'm going to stop Wadi Camacho. God willing, if I'm able to do that, then as I said before I turned pro, before the end of 2020, even this year, I'm winning a world title. That's it. So let's make that happen.
We'll see Saturday night, British and Commonwealth Cruiserweight Championship, Wadi Camacho against Lawrence Okolie. The British Light Heavyweight Championship, and obviously the second British title fight on this card. I think this belt is such a beautiful belt, and I think every young fighter should aspire to win the British title, especially once. If you can win it outright, fantastic, and keep this belt on your mantelpiece for the rest of your life. I think it's a major, major statement for any young fighter coming through. One guy that has earned his shot at the British title and has been on an incredible run domestically in the light heavyweight division, Liam Conroy. Liam, Saw you yesterday at the workout, looking great shape. Obviously the underdog for this fight. A lot of people talking about Joshua Buatsi, but you seem really, really up for this.
Yeah, I just want to thank MTK Global for building me to this point, as well as my trainer Johnny Roy. We've put in a great camp, and yeah, I've put in a camp for a lifetime, so I'm feeling brilliant, and I'm looking to put a performance for a lifetime in tomorrow as well, on Saturday, sorry. The
first fighter from Barrow Furnace, not just to challenge, or to win a British title, but to challenge for a British title. Obviously a lot of support coming down. We know it's a long way, but you've got good support up there. We'll go down in folklore from your town if you could pull this off on Saturday night.
Yeah, it's a big thing to me to be putting Barrow on the map in that kind of way. I'm like dead proud. Everyone from Barrow is like dead proud to be from up there, and everyone's getting as excited as I am, so it'll be a good night.
We know that Buatsi is a very fast starter, a lot of first round stoppages in his recent fights as well. How important is it for you to start fast and sharp in this fight, because you know about his early spike?
Yeah, I'm going to have a fast start in order to be competitive and win the fight with Josh. I think that's my experience will show in them early rounds also. But yeah, it's a fast start and he gets people out there early, so it should be explosive to start with.
Josh, again, I believe any prospect coming through the ranks should try and win this belt. I know it's a belt that's very important to you as well, and a very important fight for you on Saturday night.
It is. Good afternoon, everyone. Just a quick one to congratulate Dalton Smith, turned professional, with the baby sky suit there. You look good, man. Again, to congratulate Charlie once again for what he's achieved. Sandman, we welcome you back to London. When I boxed in Newcastle, you welcomed me. I appreciate that. A lot more names that I've missed out, and I want to welcome you all to London. But the British title is important for me. I've said many times is something that I feel I must win on this journey. Conroy just said this is his dream, so he's going to come. This is a man fighting for his dreams. But Saturday night, I'll be there, I'll be present.
Obviously, you've had so many successive first-round stoppages now. You really haven't done the championship rounds. I know no fighter wants to go those rounds, but do you think you'll get it on Saturday night, or do you see this fight ending in quick fashion as well?
As always, man, I'll say I think I'm going to get it. Like, all my last 3 fights that ended in the first round, I thought they were going to go the distance. I prepared for it, but you get in there and, again, it's easier to talk outside the ring. And like Tyson says, everyone has a plan until they get punched. So Conroy, he's going to come, he's going to try. I prepared for 12. If it goes 12, beautiful. If it doesn't, people will be entertained. So Saturday night.
I know you as an individual definitely not looking past Saturday night, but I have to say a word about the light heavyweight division. Right now, it's just a sensational division. Obviously, Dmitry Bivol signed with Matchroom Boxing as well. Artur Beterbiev, Grodzik as well. It's just a fantastic division and a very difficult one. Sergei Kovalev. Some huge fights out there for you if you can conquer domestic and European level.
Huge fights out there, like you said, but the goal right now is to conquer Britain. Saturday night, I'll deal with that, and maybe people will step up. We take the fights nationally, we make it happen. And again, we look forward to your guidance and my manager, my trainer's guidance to make the next move.
Look forward to that British Light Heavyweight Championship on the line, Copper Box on Saturday night. We move to the main event. Like I said, the WBC Flyweight World Championship. Our only WBC World Champion in Charlie Edwards, and Maurizio Suleiman, the president, will be there flying in for the fight on Saturday night. We look forward to welcoming him. And we welcome Angel Moreno as well, and his translator as well. A big opportunity for you, and you must be excited for the challenge of the world title on Saturday night.
Sí, afronto este título con muchísima alegría, pero no sorprendido, porque bueno, venimos esperando esta oportunidad de hace tiempo. Lleva mucho tiempo en las primeras posiciones de las listas, y creo que es el día y la hora perfecta para hacernos campeones mundiales.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, I come to face all this with a big smile. I'm not surprised at all, because for a while now we've been waiting for this opportunity. We've been in the first rankings, so I think it's a perfect time, the perfect place to become a champion.
Obviously, you've sparred with Charlie Edwards. and you both have great work rate, great punch output. We should expect a very exciting fight on Saturday.
Sí, este sábado será un gran combate, ya nos conocemos y el que salga con ese cinturón sabe que va a conocer el infierno porque esa pelea no es para menos. Es una pelea en la que no le quede a nadie ninguna duda de que hay dos boxeadores que se van a dejar el alma. Y quería apuntar otra cosa que en la anterior rueda de prensa no se tradujo literal. Me gustaría que todos ustedes conociesen lo que quiero decir. Me gustaría que este sábado, cuando gane el campeonato del mundo, no se le deje a Charlie como un juguete roto, porque seguirá siendo un gran boxeador y quiero y deseo que le sigan dando todas las oportunidades que se merece, aun cuando yo sea campeón del mundo este sábado.
Good luck with it.
Yes, and well, on Saturday we will have an amazing fight, and I know that the one that comes at the end of the fight with the belt will have gone through hell, because it's going to be the fight of a lifetime. And something else that I would like to mention about the last press conference that maybe wasn't understood as I meant it is that on Saturday, when I win the world title, don't leave Charlie aside as a broken toy, because he has huge potential. He's a huge fighter. But so keep on supporting him even when I become the champion on Saturday night.
It's very kind of you, Angel. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, so I like this now. Team Edwards, you're going to be a broken toy, he said. He said some other things as well. They were terrible. The lady didn't mention them, but I'll tell you about them later. Firstly, Grant, obviously we just had you up here. An extremely proud moment for you and the team in December, but that's kind of over now. You know, that it's now about defending this title. You are the champion. What have you seen from Charlie in this camp and in his mindset since he won that belt in December?
Like we've said now, we've moved on from that now. It's a new era for Charlie. In the gym, same old focus with Charlie, but he seems a little bit calmer in the gym. Now he's champion, his attitude's changed a little bit. He seems really content, but still driven. And his mind's, he can relax a little bit now. It's as if he's chasing a car and he couldn't get to it, and now he's sat in car driving it. And he's been a lot better in gym, yeah.
Obviously, some words from Angel Moreno. He's obviously extremely motivated for this opportunity, like any fighter would be. The style should gel into a great fight, and it should really be all action on Saturday night.
Angel, very good fighter, very good solid fight, as you've mentioned before. He could cause a lot of problems. He's got a tricky style, but we've studied it. We've come up with a couple of game plans, and he better get ready.
Charlie, I guess you'll never be bored of talking about that night, but we focus now on the future. You are world champion. You see the look in Moreno's eye. We remember the press conference in December. I remember the look in your eye when you were looking at that belt on your opponent's shoulder. With absolutely every desire in the world to win it, you now face the same desire from a challenger on Saturday night.
Yeah, 100%. First and foremost, I want to say a big thank you to David for that introduction. I really appreciate that. Also, I'm headlining my own card, and I feel so blessed and grateful for you, Eddie, for giving me the opportunity, for Sky, Adam Smith, and for all the fighters on the card. I've got some great talented fighters and friends on the card, so I just want to show appreciation to them. Yeah, regarding on me being a broken toy and stuff like that, talk's cheap, but I understand that he is very hungry, just like I was in my my last press conference before I could become champion. But me winning this world title, it hasn't made me relax anymore. It's made me more determined. I want to go down as a British great, and this is the first step on my journey. If anything, it's made me a better fighter. I'm more confident. I'm more adapting to situations that I never thought I'd be able to adapt to. Things are just clicking left, right, and centre. And it feels great. It feels great to be coming and headlining my show in London. and coming out as world champion. These are dreams that I had from a little boy, laying in bed going to sleep at night. And the reality is, it's all coming true, and that's from hard work, belief, and faith. I'd just like to say thank you again, Eddie, for this opportunity and believing in me even when I was down at the bottom.
You are headlining on Saturday night in just a wonderful era for not just British boxing now, but worldwide boxing. Do you feel the pressure, obviously not just to win, but to look good and make this an exciting fight, or is it you just purely focused on coming out victorious and moving on and unifying the division?
No, I don't feel the pressure. I'm living in the now. I'm living in the present moment. And I'm enjoying what I'm doing first and foremost. I'm in love with my lifestyle right now. I've wanted this for so long, to be a world champion and to be in the #1 spot. And all the years of hard work is paid off. And now I'm here, I feel at home, and I ain't leaving anytime soon.
And finally, we see you repeatedly hurt Rosales in the last fight. I know it went the distance, but he's had a great chin as well. And see some stoppages from you recently on you definitely sitting down on your punches more, punching harder. Do you expect this fight to go the distance on Saturday night? We know that his only defeats have been a controversial loss for the European and also a defeat to Dalakian for the world title, the current world champion as well. Seems tough, seems durable. Do you think this is going to go the distance on Saturday night? Will you be looking to try and get him out of there?
Angel Moreno is a top-class, world-class fighter. I've shared many rounds with him in the gym, and he is very tough. I wouldn't be surprised if it went the distance, and I've fully prepared for the distance. But then again, I wouldn't be surprised if we got him out of there. We're a completely different animal now, and what Grant has installed into me got me back to basics, got my footwork so much better. I'm planting when I'm hitting my punches, and my record doesn't say I'm a puncher, but in my last fight, you see that I kept Rosales off, and you can see what an animal he was. So I must have been gaining respect. So either way, I wouldn't be surprised, but I will say it's going to be a Charlie Edwards win in style, a punch-perfect performance.
And finally, when you go to that Bible of boxing, BoxRec, and you look at these divisions, seeing you as 1/1, the #1 in your division right now, how does that make you feel, and what confidence does that give you to go forward and like I said, try and win on Saturday and unify in 2019?
Yeah, it feels great to see that, but I've always believed I was #1. Even when I jumped in with Casemiro and it was too early for me, I still believed I was #1. It wasn't my time then, and I've always had this self-belief, and it is nice to see it on paper. It is a real buzz, but yeah, so it's a great achievement for me, but it's not about being #1, it's about bettering myself day in, day out. I'm obsessed with getting better. I want to push my boundaries. It don't matter about no one else, just me.
Thank you, Charlie. Great words from the WBC flyweight world champion, and a huge card on Saturday night. We'll see you for the weigh-in tomorrow, back at East Winter Garden, and we look forward to a great night at the Copper Box on Saturday. Thank you. We're going to have head-to-head shots up here, and then fighters available for the media. Thank you.
So Charlie Edwards and Angel Moreno live on Sky Sports from the Copper Box in East London on Saturday night. His mindset is unbelievable, and I know that you, like me, have done your rounds in the gyms over the years, seeing fighters. Every time I've been in and seen him, he's always been grafted, always been working hard, never had a day off, and in his mind, he's always believed that he would get to the position that he's in now. It's a bit surreal to see him, because it's still so recent that he's been a world champion.
Yeah, he said it then, you know. We were, funny enough, just talking to Lewis Ritson there, and we're saying about, you know, this game's 90% mental, and you can see it there with Charlie. He believed back when he fought Casemiro that he was going to be #1 in the division. He truly believed it, but it wasn't his time. You know, sometimes, you know, you're just not ready, but it doesn't mean you're not going to achieve that goal, and he did manage to achieve it. And like you say, it's down to talent, obviously, but there's a lot of hard work there put in. He really does train hard, but he carries it with a lot of self-belief now. And yeah, you know, I'm a big fan of Charlie. You know, he's been through an awful lot. It's been well documented, you know, his mum being ill, etc. And he's had some downs, but he's come back and he's sat there looking at $1 million with his nice green and gold belt. So yeah, I wish him all the best on Saturday.
Don't think Grant Smith perhaps gets the credit that's been given to him. Of course, the dad of Dalton Smith, we saw the announcement earlier on today, but the work that he's done with Charlie since that loss to Casemiro has been superb, and and clearly a trainer to start to really take note of as well.
Of course, I mean, look, you can. I was very fortunate that I had Tony Sims from day dot to the end of my career, but sometimes that doesn't quite happen. You go from trainer to trainer, and I guess sometimes there can be a little bit of a panic. Am I ever going to find the right man for myself? And yeah, he seems like he has. You know, they've got a great chemistry. And it's so important, you know, not just for the preparation in a training camp, but on the fight itself. You know, against Rosales, he was, you know, up against it. You know, he had to be switched on for every second of every round, and Grant got that out of him.
We saw how good Rosales once it was against Paddy Barnes. Yeah. Interesting when you watch the difference between the Casemiro and the Rosales performance from Charlie. It was a 3 or 4 years difference between them, but all the things that you're kind of willing him to do against Casemiro that he looked like he could do, but just didn't put it together, maybe because of experience, rounds in the ring, whatever it was. He put the punch-perfect performance together against Rosales, probably as a result of that loss to Casemiro.
Well, look, it's the same. I hate to talk about myself all the time, but it's the only reference I have. But again, same against me with Martinez. You know, there's lots I wanted to do, but I couldn't do it. But that experience then helped me in the Gill fight. It was the same with him. You know, it really did help him. Experience plays such a big part in a fighter's career. It really does. You know, there's knowing when to throw punches, knowing when to miss punches, knowing when to move, knowing when to fight. You don't know when to do this until you gain this ring craft, this experience, and he's done it in abundance.
It'd be good to see him tested against Angel Moreno. Where's Andy Scott when you need a Spanish translator there, right? Again, also a Maravilla box fighter coming over. Just Lawrence Okolie and Wadi Camacho on the screen there. Okolie has been putting in a lot of work with his new trainer, Barry Robinson. He's kind of a tactical specialist, United States-based coach. We saw a little bit of Lawrence Okolie on the Cheeseman undercard against the kind of journeyman type fighter, so there wasn't a great deal to take away from that. But he's certainly moving a bit better, and he said just then he's worked religiously on not clinching and spoiling on the inside.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't drive yourself mad with it. You know, I know it's not a pretty tactic to adopt, but it's effective. You know, I wouldn't worry too much about what people are thinking. You know, I know it's so important this day and age with box office, etc. And, you know, cameras everywhere, that you want to look good. And he's been disappointing a couple of times, but I think this one is a fight where he can. Look, no disrespect to Wadi, but he's had a tough career. You know, he really has been in some really tough fights. Done very, very well to win a Commonwealth title, but I think Okolie in this fight can look good. I think he can win in very good fashion.
And this is one that really has the potential to steal the show. 2 explosive punches. Conroy won his last 10, 5 stoppages out of 5 in his last 5. Wadi, of course, we know all about him and his power, speed and everything. Is he looking almost a complete package to you?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, hasn't put a foot wrong at the minute and is looking great. And I like how much they're talking about the British title here. You know, they've obviously both got aspirations to go beyond that. Conroy saying this is basically his world title. You know, this is the title that he wants to win. It was similar to myself again. But I just do like the way that they're talking about the British title. And yeah, I think that could be a good fight. I mean, Conroy's going to come to fight. So what do you do? How do you nullify Boatsi's sort of offense? You know, he's very good defensively as well, but how do you stop him landing them big blows? It's going to be a tough task.
And there you see it, the main event live on Sky Sports Saturday night from the Copper Box. Charlie Edwards on the left there, the reigning defending WBC flyweight champion of the world, defending against the Spanish fighter Angel Moreno. 12 rounds of action, all live on Sky Sports Saturday night. A bit of height and reach advantage for Charlie Edwards. Didn't have that against Christopher Rosales, and well, he uses that very well too.
Yeah, he does. He does have that boxing pedigree, going right back to his Repton days. You know, he's a very good fighter. He knows when to box. He knows when to come forward, and yeah, we see that against Rosales. And I like the way Moreno is very confident. So that shows that the spars must have been very good. I mean, look, Charlie's giving Moreno respect there. So I think this is going to be better than some people are expecting.
We'll get stuck into the tactics and a proper preview for you all on Saturday afternoon. We'll be live in the Copper Box from about 1 o'clock. I don't think we've got any interviews with fighters coming up, so sorry about that, but we'll have a few more tomorrow at the weigh-in. That's at the Winter Gardens in Canary Wharf. So those of you that are local and you want to come along, it's open to the public. You are most welcome. But from Darren and myself, thanks for tuning in to the final press conference for the big one, Charlie Edwards and Angel Moreno at the Copper Box on Saturday night, and we'll see you again at 1 o'clock tomorrow.